Hello! Welcome to the Teapot Reads. I don't want to tilt you any more down, but I don't know if the camera's gonna give me that choice. You might just keep falling. Okay, are we good? Hello! Welcome to Teapot Reads. My name's Sam. I'm the Teapot. This is what I'm currently reading, and I'm so happy to see you today. As the video title says, I will be letting my tarot cards pick my TBR. I'm going to be using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. The art and I think everything else is done by Matt Hughes. I really love this set. I got it actually up in Galena. So if you've seen my Galena vlog, I did get it there. I love this set. I do readings for myself on it occasionally, but I thought it'd be really fun to sort of let my tarot cards determine my TBR. I did something similar like to this with Dice Pick My TBR, and that was a lot of fun. But I really wanted to, try this instead. I'm going to be picking 10 books, and ideally I would like to read them between now and this time next year. That's kind of how it's going to work. Each suit is going to represent a different part of my bookshelves. The cups are going to be these two behind me because I have a bunch of my Rosie Thorns mugs on them. The swords are going to be the piles around my room, because I have a sword hanging over one of the piles. The pentacles are going to be the shelves on that side. So my big fantasy feature shelf and my classics, because it just feels right in my brain. And the wands are going to be basically that corner. So it's like my sci-fi books that aren't queer, my literature book, and some like dark academia stuff that has slipped in, and some nonfiction and some romantasy. It's like spillover from these shelves behind me, because I chose wands over there in part because my Harry Potter books are technically on those shelves. They're buried, but they're there. So that is how we're going to do that. That's what each suit is going to relate to. I'm going to shuffle up the tarot cards, but then I am going to draw them, and the card I draw is going to determine basically what shelf. So I wrote the rules down that I came up with so they don't forget. So the number on the card is going to say which shelf on the cases. So the suit is what case or what section of books, and then the number on the card is what shelf. And then I'm going to keep drawing until I get to one of the major arcana, and then I have to pick a book that fits the vibes of the major arcana, basically. If I just draw a major arcana instead of one of the minor arcana, then I have free reign to just pick any book that fits that meaning or vibe that it is giving off. So that's how it's going to work. So let's shuffle, and you probably want to see the shuffle, even though I'm terrible at shuffling. I'm sorry for it being crooked. I didn't think it would be. And I'm not gonna, if it's reverted, or reversed, we're ignoring that. It's not relevant. Embarrassing shuffling here. Sorry about this.
I think I'm like camera shy about it. Normally I have no problem shuffling. Last one. A little cleaner. We'll take it. We'll split the deck.
And we'll let it determine. So we're going to start off with the Six of Swords. I need the major arcana. Judgment. Number 20. Judgment. She's pretty. Okay. Let's go find it. This one was actually really easy. So the card was Judgment, and Judgment typically indicates that you are kind of at the beginning of a new life, and you might have to purge things from your old life to embrace this new life. It is a moment of judging what is around you in order to probably reach your goals. And it's like this crux, this moment that's happening. So Atlas Paradox, I feel like that fits sort of the theme of these books really well. I read Atlas 6 last year and really liked it. So I think it makes sense that Atlas Paradox is the book that my cards are asking for rather than a reread of Atlas 6. And this is the Illumicrate edition, if you're wondering, which is just gorgeous. That first book on this TBR. Four of Wands and the Lovers. Ooh, the Lovers is going to be our major arcana. For the Lovers, I'm going with the Golem and the Genie. That shelf was actually really hard to pull from because it is mostly like horror books or hard sci-fi, and I don't know, but this one kind of jumped out at me immediately. The Golem and the Genie is, I think, centered on a friendship between the namesake characters, so I think that it works well for the Lovers. So we're gonna go with that. Next draw, we have Six of Cups. Okay, and Death. Ooh, wow. Okay, Six of Cups and Death, and that's these ones. So I guess we'll start at the top. Is also 1, 2. Ooh, I feel like there's a lot of options for Death. It's typically changed, not like necessarily like death. Well, actually, what is Justice of Kings about? Probably not. What about Age of Ash? Maybe Age of Ash? Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go with City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky in this gorgeous edition as well. Basically, it sounds like a change has come to the city, and it's sort of like an uprising of sorts is happening. So change, quite literally. We'll go with this one. Ace of Cups. I guess Ace will be one. Okay, Ace of Cups. So at the very tip top, and then ooh, it's a bit before we're getting to the major arcana. Ooh, here we go. The High Priestess, literally the cover art on the box. The High Priestess. So top row, High Priestess. Wisdom, Serenity, I guess. It's really just the Old Kingdom up there, or Austin Art. I guess we'll go with Old Kingdom. Rather than crawling all the way up there, I'm just gonna look at my Old Kingdom books that are like on a lower shelf, because it's just different editions up there. I'm gonna ask the cards for clarity. They all have numbers on it, so I'm just gonna go with whatever numbered book that is like up there. So we got the 8 of Pentacles. So number 8, and that is Sabriel. It's all the way up there. I have a bunch of editions, but it's technically my anniversary edition from Australia. Sabriel it is. Technically a reread, and I was going to try to avoid rereads, but I've been wanting to reread Sabriel anyways, so you don't mind. Okay, next one. 9 of Cups. We're getting a lot of cups. And Surrender. Eesh. I wish this focused a little better. There we go. Why say Surrender? The Stranger. Jeez. And it was 9 of Cups. 9. Oh, all the way up there. No, those are all rereads. So that one. And it's like Inner Peace. I know what it's gonna be. Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I've been meaning to reread this, especially now that we have the new Bast novella coming out. It's just been a while. I love these books. I feel like this fits The Stranger like almost perfectly. So, Name of the Wind. I'm really excited to reread it. It's been, I've only read it once, and it's probably been like 5 years at this point. So it is about time. And that was the 5th book. So 5 more to go. We're about halfway. We have 2 of Swords, and the major arcana is the World. It's gonna be an arc probably. So the World typically is like completion and end of journey. The pile it landed on is like pretty much arcs or Cassandra Clare books that I've already read, but this, and arcs in like a series, but this is a standalone novel. I think there might be another book in this world coming out, but The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, I think this is how it is going to, I think this is what it was guiding me to. It is also a like rom-com aesthetic book, like fantasy rom-com. I think there's, I think she's like a grave digger or something, and he's like a demigod. There are donuts involved. This came out like, yeah, in 2022, and I have the Fairy Loot edition as well. but I think it's going to go with The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy for the world. And I'm actually really excited because I was hoping to read this one this year. Anyway, so my tarot is on point. There's also something very like fulfilling about like romance books, and the world's about like fulfillment. Page of Pentacles. I did not mention what would happen with like pages and stuff. So typically they go up to 10, so this will just be 11. Queen would be 12 and king would be 13. And then our major arcana. What are Pentacles? Ooh, Justice. Focus. So Justice and the Page of Pentacles, which will be 11. This affects classics as well. For Justice, we're going with Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. I feel like because justice can sometimes mean learning something new, this works and feels appropriate. It is about a woman who is basically breaking out of the cult-like society that she is in and like deprogramming, and I've heard it's kind of a struggle of a book to read because of that, but I'm really excited for it. So that's what we're gonna do for Justice. What's next? What was that? 7? 7. Okay. King of Swords. So that's gonna be 13. And the major arcana, the Chariot. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards, by the way. AFI tracking on. Here we go. Can you see it? The Chariot and the King of Swords. So another arc. Ooh. We're going with Night Angel Nemesis. I think that the vibes of the Chariot, which is like conquest and victory, feels appropriate to the original Night Angel trilogy a little bit, like this drive, not to pun, but this drive for like victory. And I mean, it's a very sort of classically built epic fantasy trilogy, the original trilogy. So I don't know if Night Angel Nemesis is the same, but I think this is, of the arcs I have in that pile, I think this is probably the closest. This is also a chunky one. This is freaking huge. There looks like it's over 100 chapters, so fantastic. But we'll say it's this one. Okay. Let's see. 4 of Pentacles and major arcana. Oh, I almost skipped it. Wheel of Fortune. This is typically like cyclical, and what comes around goes around, and like a wheel, you know, like Wheel of Time wheel. So this will be a classic. Which one? This might be a little bit of the stretch, but I pulled Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell, which is part of the Little Clothbound Classics collection. So this has a couple essays in it. I think that maybe Wheel of Fortune just kind of relates to Orwell's writing and its place in modern cultures and civilization, especially Western cultures and like America. So we're gonna do this. Like he's like, the things he wrote about and the way he wrote typically are things that we're still talking about and are still very relevant today. So we're gonna go with Shooting the Elephant for that one. A little bit of a stretch, but I think for that shelf, which was like all Little Clothbound Classics, that is the best I'm going to get with Wheel of Fortune. That was 9. So number 10, this is the last one. And we are pulling the Page of Swords. So that's going to be the 11 of Swords with the Hierophant. Is that how you say that? So I can tell you right now what it's going to be, because it landed on, literally it's just a stack of Empire of the Vampire. And again, I was going to try to avoid rereads. I've wanted to reread that for pretty much since I finished it. So this would be a perfect excuse to do that. So we'll do that. We will wrap this up with Empire the Vampire. Yes. Okay. So that was it. That was my tarot picks, my TBR. I hope this was interesting. I do think this is going to be a fun group of books. It's mostly fantasy, which I'm all for. And some of these on here are ones that I've actually really been intending to read soon, like Some Desperate Glory and Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. Both of those were like really high on my mental TBR, so I think it works out perfectly. My tarot truly do understand. And hopefully, because like fate itself has decided these books, hopefully that means I'm going to love them, or fate wouldn't have picked them for me. Ideally, I'm excited. I will touch back. I want to do like sort of an update video in 6 months if I've read a couple of them at least, and if not, I'd like to touch base in a year or whenever I finish them, whatever happens first. And hopefully I will be finishing them all soon. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna put probably a Goodreads shelf up, which my Goodreads right now is private. I haven't like shared that link because I'm still migrating everything onto it that I want, but I'm gonna put a Goodreads shelf together so that I don't like lose sight of these, like I kind of did with my Dice Pick My TBR video. But there will be an update to that video coming soon. So if you were curious how that's going, don't be. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, please consider. I try to post bookish content once a week. And yeah, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means the world to me that you are here, that you are listening, that you are spending time with me. Thank you. If you're somewhere cold, I hope you're staying warm. If you're somewhere warm, I hope you're staying comfortable. And most of all, I hope you're reading a great book. I will see you guys next time. Bye.